Hello and welcome to JSK Universal, the key of success. I'm Rajesh Bhardwaj and I'm here to discuss human resource management topics in details. Today we'll be discussing job specification. I would just like to explain job specification a bit details. It'll be helpful for the recruiters and the employers to identify as to what is that they are looking for in a candidate that can fulfill their positions. Now, this is not only about the employers or the recruiters, but the candidates who are looking for a job as well. Because if in case you know what a job specification is all about and what a recruiter and employee would be looking at, you're more than equipped to get a job for yourself and prepare and to make sure the job lands at your kitty. So let's move on and identify what are the different topics that we're going to cover today. So job specification would include the description about a job specification, what are the components of job specification, advantages of job specification. Simply means, if in case you're aware what the job specification is all about, how it will be helpful for you to crack the round of interviews and get on board. Examples of job specification, and last but not the least, job description versus job specification. For the people who are watching this channel for the first time, let me tell you, job description has already been covered in the earlier uploads. So you're more than welcome. Have a look at it. That'll give you the detailed information and the insights what a job description would be helpful for you. So before we begin, let me just request you to subscribe to the channel for your own benefits in case in future the uploads are notified to you for your benefits. Do not forget to click on that bell icon. It's a notification as soon as the upload happens. Thanks for your time. So let's move on and let's make sure the time that you're going to spend would be useful for the future as well. So, job specification. What exactly is a job specification and how would it be helpful to identify and get on board? Now, a job specification defines the knowledge, skills, and abilities that are required to perform a job in an organization. A job specification gives important details like education and skills, prior work experience, managerial experience, personality traits, etc. This is everything related to the job that you're looking for or a candidate that is about to fill in the job-related queries. Now, job specification can be used for screening of resumes and shortlist only those candidates who are closest fit to the job. Now that explains itself. Just by looking at a job specification, you'd be able to identify the people who are close fit. In fact, the people who carry the same skill set and the knowledge which is helpful to get them on board. Components of job specification. First, education qualification. It'll cover up the basic school education, graduation, master degree, other certifications. Now, if I talk about the people who are new to HRM, school education is different from what we call as certifications or diploma courses. Now, school education in the Indian terms is referred to a person who has completed their 10th and the 12th into the school. Post that, graduation comes into the picture, what we call as bachelor's degree. Now, thereafter, people who pursue master's degree, just like MBA, you guys might have done it, would be helpful to identify as to how much knowledge this person carries. Other certification could be related to the field that he's applying for or she is applying for, or the other aspects of education that might be helpful for completing the job, or it'll be helpful for them to move up the ladder in the hierarchy. Experience. It includes work experience, which can be from a specific industry, position, duration, or in a particular domain. So, if I talk about a person coming on board, he has a dedicated work experience on a particular profile, it'll be easier for you to pick a person and get them on board. Just looking at the experience, you'd be able to identify if a person is dedicated, career-oriented, he's stable in the career, or he'd have a stability issue. In the future, will he stick around and complete his job, or he'd not be a part of the organization in the near future? So that's where the experience would be helpful for you. Now, skills and knowledge. Skills like leadership, communication management, time management, team management, etc. Executive level may not require the skill set of team management, but if in case you get a person who has the skills of managing a team, it will be helpful for you to identify a person who can be a leader in the future. So you would be saving on cost and analysis to identify and look for a team lead role. Communication management, it's not about the verbal, but again, the written management as well. So the emails, communication with the seniors, subordinates, and peers. Time management definitely would help you to identify if in case the person would be able to complete the job on time. And if in case it has been provided with the multiple profiles or multiple tasks at one given point in time, would the person be able to prove its worth? Moving on to this next section, if I talk about personality traits and characteristics, it covers the emotional intelligence of a person. That is, how strong a person is emotionally. Nobody would be looking forward for a person at a job profile wherein in case you're trying to make them understand, they just shed the tears. No ways. So, when we're covering up a candidate or we're looking for a person who is fit for the job, he has to have that intelligence of emotion, the personality, as to how the person would react to a different situation, and that's where we conduct the aptitude test. Now, moving on to the next slide, if I talk about advantages of job specification. First, job specification highlights all the specific details required to perform the job at its best. It gives the HR managers a threshold and a time frame on the basis of which they can identify the best prospect. It helps screening of resume and saves time when there are multiple applications by choosing those who are closest to the job specification. HR managers can use job specification as a benchmark to evaluate employees and give them required trainings. It also helps companies during performance appraisal and promotions. Now, it's not all about being in a particular role, but a job specification would definitely help you to retain the job. Although these pointers that have been mentioned are self-explanatory, but I feel like I should give you a little insights about the same as well. So, let's talk about the first one. The job specification highlights all the specific details required to perform the job as its best. So, if in case you're aware what all is that is required out of you, you'd be able to perform the job at the best. Obviously, you know what is that is required and how to complete the job. Now, HR who's looking forward to identify the person with the best skill set to fulfill the vacancy, a job specification would be helpful because that gives the idea, the information, what the candidates are looking for. If in case somebody has applied, after looking at a job specification, the HR would definitely have the best prospect employee. Now, it's not just about the written, but again, when we talk to the candidate, we definitely identify how the person is going to perform, and the person, if in case he has hesitations about certain job roles, that has been already listed as a part of this specification for a particular job role. Now, if in case we talk about how would it be helpful for performance and appraisals and promotions. So, guys, do understand, if in case a person getting on a job is not able to maintain their stats, the KPIs, the promotions, appraisal would fetch them the recognition, but again, not to that extent wherein they can actually be called as the best employees. Now, examples of job specification. When we talk about education, he must be an engineer and MBA in marketing for a reputed MBA institute. So that gives us the idea as to what kind of education we are looking at. Now, work experience. Must have prior work experience in marketing and sales, preferably telecom or FMCG. Now that gives us an idea as to the person coming from, would it be able to identify and get the job done on timely basis? Else, would he be able to get through with a little bit of training if in case we just give a brush up? Skills and knowledge. Must be a good communicator and must be able to lead a team. Prior experience in handling ATL, BTL activities and managing promotional events. Must be able to handle social media like Facebook, Twitter, and help build online brand. Experience in managing PR and media. Strong analytical skills and problem-solving skills. Must understand business, come up with innovative products and launch them. If we talk about personality traits and characteristics, these are the options, or I would say the skill set the person might be looking at. Must be presentable and a good orator. Should be calm in complex situation and show leadership skills in managing multiple teams. Third, should be emotionally strong and should give timely deliverables. Now, these are the aspects a person would carry. If in case they know what we are looking at, then definitely the person who is fulfilling these basic criteria would be applying for the job. And a person who is looking at, the HR, who's looking at a person and the job role that has been applied, and the person is actually filling up the job profile for. So we keep a checklist where we get everything selected or deselected and we make a final decision over the same. That is helpful to identify if in case a person would be a good employee. A good employee doesn't simply mean a person who is performing the job on time. It's about a person who is looking and taking care of the company's regular tasks, the tasks which come under him. Plus, if in case he is looking forward, and is he capable enough of getting on board with the higher positions. Job description versus job specification. We can call it as job analysis between the two parts. How and what are the differences? A job description would contain the details like job title, job location, job summary, reporting to, working conditions, job duties, machines to be used, hazards. Now moving on to the second part, what a job specification would contain. It'll have qualifications, experience, trainings, skills, responsibilities, emotional characteristics, sensory demands. As it explains it all, this is what we've all covered so far. So guys, in case you feel like you have certain solution to the problem and you have certain add-ons to what we have said today, you're more than welcome. Put it into the comment box and let us identify what is that we can include as a part of this video. And definitely, I promise you I'll come up with a new video that'll have the information required under this particular topic. On top of that, I would all request you to help us identify the people who are looking forward for qualification or certification, which are a part of a job role as well. So in the description below, you would find the links which can help you to get a job and the marketing abilities, in fact, the companies which can help you grow your business. Thanks for watching us. You're more than welcome to like the video, subscribe, get notified. You're listening to Rajesh Bharadwaj at JSK Universal. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.